Okay. Hi. Love, how's it going? It's Sunday today, and while it might not be Sunday while you're watching this, on Sundays I like to move slow, and so we're gonna move slow. It's the morning here, but whatever time you're moving, I'm sure that it's gonna be perfect for you. I've just doused myself with some of my favorite essential oil, which is lavender. And lavender is especially wonderful for calming and just chilling out the parasympathetic nervous system. It almost like instantly just like and so yeah, I mean lavender all the time, but especially for like a slow moving class, it feels really good. And yeah, I'm obsessed with the smell. So lavender, and yeah, grab yourself some water and some comfy clothes to move in. It's feeling a little chilly, so I have a long sleeve, although I'm not sure that will last. When I start to move, we will move. So we'll start in our seat, cross-legged, and you can have a bum underneath of, a block underneath of your bum. A bum underneath of your bum. Yeah, so block underneath the bum and just sitting at the edge. Take your hands to your cheeks, lift the glute up, widen so that you sit a little higher on your sits bones. Your lower lumbar moves into its natural curve, and I like an easy seat where one foot is just in front. I should show. One foot is just in front of the other, but if you prefer like a half lotus or even a full lotus, if that feels good for you, you can take that. So, easy seat. Sitting at the tip of the sits bones, the lower lumbar moves in just a little bit. You can just press your hands or just gently lay the hands onto the top of the thighs. And connecting in, big breath, fill the rib cage. You're going to feel all sides expanding, rising wide. Lift into the chin, open the throat, and just tap yourself into your breath. So watching the breath circle, big, full, wave-like inhales to exhales. And connecting into a depth and a presence with your breath. Allowing the breath to take you deeper inside of yourself. It is like the path inward, the path to deeper connection to feeling. Deeper awareness of where you're at in space, in emotion, in physicality, in energy. And so just remaining focused on the breath and noticing when the thoughts come in, and they do, and not judging that or getting annoyed by that, but almost being like, oh, hey there, thought, and allowing it to wash away as you move back into the focus on inhale, big and full. And the exhale, deep and grounding. Take one more big full inhale. Deep exhale. You're going to find some gentle movement, so you can keep the block underneath of you, or if you would prefer to move, and it'll just be connected, the seat to the mat. So sits bones stay, or the glutes or the roots stay connected. And we're just going to keep the hands at the knees or at the thighs and begin to circle the ribs. So moving slow in a way that is aware and feeling. Allowing your body to move you versus your mind. As you move the ribs, perhaps you begin to move the head as well, so that it starts to all work together in that connected way. Just feeling into new space. Where can your ribs, where can your belly travel? And feeling into the back, even chin coming in towards the chest as you move through the back. As the ribs move to the left, the ear can drop to the right. And just moving in that intuitive way. And switch your circle. We'll start to grow the movement a little bit, keeping the roots connected. Begin to circle deeper. So what does that mean? It's like, how much space can you take up? And you can free the hands. And just letting this be intuitive, searching for some sensation in your movement. Moving forward and back, side to side. Perhaps even taking a hand back behind and lifting the hips up. And then sitting back down, rolling through center, maybe chin to chest, curling in. Other side, press down to lift up. Back down through center, curl in, little back and forth. Just exploring movement and making it your own. And just sort of showing you the options, the places you can go. You can bow down forward. Curling in, press the ground away. Feel that fullness in your back heart, in the shoulder blades. Take the hands back, hands plant strong, lift up through the heart, lift into the chin. Big full breathing. Just exploring movement. Where the base is connected, and we twist, and we explore, and we feel. Perhaps connecting the hands behind and lifting the heart up in this way, where we stretch the front. And then find some stillness and just notice how you feel. Big full breath. Deep exhale. And do that one more time. Big full breath. And deep exhale. Moving in that way just to begin the class feels like so good to me, where we just kind of tap into that intuitive quality, that feeling quality that is alive in us. And it's so beneficial to just tap into where does the body want to go versus where does my mind think it should go, leaving the mind just on over there for a while, you know, and just like letting your body lead the way. And what does it feel like and how can you move? Okay. Bring your hands forward so that you can slide your feet back, and then just walk the feet back so that you can come onto hands and knees. And here, of course, my other favorite thing is undulations of the spine. So allowing there to be a spaciousness for the belly to remain long. Top of the feet press down and gently drag back. We use that dragging back to root the hips back, hold the hollows in the groins, and then ripple forward. Chin tucks into the chest, curl in, press the mat away, really feel the fullness of the back. And then heart presses forward, hips root back. We feel the tone, tensegrity in the belly. And then rippling forward, chin tucks in, press the ground away, rise forward. And just moving with that intention to connect to each vertebrae, moving in that soft and liquid way. So we move like water and it's flowing. And it's gentle, rooting back, and then curling in, chin to chest, press the ground away. And then sit way back, butt high, wide on the rise, belly lengthens, and then we curl in, chin to chest, press the ground away. I'll do that one more time. And sit back, sit wide, keep the butt high on the rise. Lengthening into the belly, we feel the pull. And then curling in, round forward. And chin to chest, press the ground away, expand through the shoulder blades. And then coming back to a more neutral spine. The shoulders behind the wrists, or another way to say that is the wrists are ahead of the shoulders. And we just find that gentle springiness here, holding a pressing of the ground away to broaden through the back rib cage. The knees can just subtly be pulling forward, down, and out to the side. Holding a subtle engagement in the glutes. So when we press the knees outwards, you'll feel it in your glute medius, so it'll get a little fired up. And the top of the foot keeps pushing down and dragging back towards the knee. And this is what holds the tensegrity in the belly and the hollowing in the groin. Glide into the right side line, left ear to left shoulder. This gentle opening into the right. Keep pressing the mat away, hips root back, soften the belly. And chin stays lifted, throat stays open. Next, pulse long, rising. We'll take the chin, curl it in. Chin moves through the chest, press the ground away, broaden through the back all the way over to the left. Root the hips back, begin to pulse into the left side. Right ears drop to right shoulder. This little creeping into your side line, keep pressing the mat away. Chin is lifted, throat is open, moving slow. Take that chin, curl through, chin to chest, fill through the back. All the way over to the right side, left ear to left shoulder. And we pulse into the right line one more time. The hips root back and the belly gets long, reaching forward, pressing the mat away. We hold the fullness through the shoulder blades, through the back of the heart. And then on the rise, press down, chin curls through, fill through the back, broaden through the shoulder blades, so full, so expanded, so wide. And then sit back, pulse into the left side last time. Right ear to right shoulder, pushing the ground away, hips rooting back, belly stays long, a little tense, tug of war, forward back. Okay, I'll find some stillness here, come back through center. Strong push of the ground away, the heart is full, the crown is reaching forward. Sit the hips back, slide your right hand out to the right side. Sit deep, sit wide, left arm big, stretch up and over. And so here, finding just a little bit of a deeper opening into the left. Sometimes here it feels natural for me to pick up my left knee. And when you do that, you're going to press the top of the foot down and drag it towards your knee so that you keep your hips rooting back. This is just going to allow you a deeper stretch into your left side. Keep the hips rooting back and the belly long and forward. Reaching up and arcing up and over. The left hand pushes just forward of the heart. The chin is lifted. Hold a lightness underneath the right armpit. Right ribs rising, left ribs rising. One more pulse, big stretch. And then lower the knee, sit back. Left hand all the way out to the left side, right hand, big stretch. And this might be enough for you without that knee lifted, and this is a great place to stay. You're just opening up into that right side line. And if it feels okay, you lift up the right knee, keep the right top of the foot digging down and dragging towards your knee to keep the knee pulling back. So it's like the knee pulls forward and the hips root back, and we stretch and we rise into the right side ribs. The chin is lifted, the throat is open, we're just pulsing into this. Nice and slow, opening it up. One more stretch. And just like show that from the side so that you see what that looks like. So it's like we're here, and then we pick up. And it's just like this little dig drag to keep the hips rooting back, reaching up and over. Coming back to hands and knees. Big barrel rolls, so big circles with the rib cage. Connect into that softness. And connect into that slowness, like syrup, like honey, like molasses, these sticky, sweet things. And switch your circle. And walk the knees in. And press fullness into the back, sit the hips back, lift up onto your knees. I'm just going to delayer because even if we're moving slow, we're still warming up. And I got my heat on. Okay, so reach your arms forward. Fill through the back. Lift up your chin, open the throat, and then sweep both hands back, cupping behind the head. Cupping both sides of the skull, the elbows hug forward so that the elbows are in line with the nose. You can see your elbows with your eyes. Root the hips back. Hold the hollows in your groins. So these little guys right here, we want to keep those tucked in versus pushing forward and flat. So tuck in. And then rise through the center, forearms lift up towards the sky. Sit back, sit deep, curl in, chin tucks into the chest, round through the back. Sit back, root the hips back, hollows, rise through the center, forearms up to the sky. 2 more times, curl in, chin to chest, fill through the back. Root the hips back, rise through center, lift up. One last time. Curl in, chin tucks in, fill the back. And then sit the hips back, rise center, lift all the way up. Pulse through the middle, arc over to the right. Holding the length as you lift up into a crescent, lifting up and arcing over. Right hand releases to catch the outside edge of your left thigh. Allow the spine to make a deeper stretch along your left side. And press the head into the hand, the throat stays open, and the belly gets so long, reaching up, arcing over. And we'll curl this chin in, elbow dips down to the right corner of the mat, and broaden through the back. And then sit the hips back, open it up like you're blooming. And take one more pulse, reach up, rise. And then release. Arms forward, take a little sway. And glide your ribs side to side. And come back through center. Reach the arms forward, broaden through the back. Sweep both hands back, elbows hug forward. Root the hips back, lift through the middle, forearms rise high to the sky. And then we sit deep, curl in, chin tucks in. Sit the hips back, ripple it back up. Big rise high, opening, extending. And we'll pulse high, arc over to the left side. Holding the length like a shooting rainbow up, up, and high. Release the left hand to the outside edge of your right thigh. Binding to get big, deep, and full into the whole right side. Think about picking up that space underneath the right armpit. The belly is soft, and press the head into the hand. The throat is open. Little pulses, keep it alive. And then we'll take this elbow, dip it down to the left corner of the mat. Chin tucks in, curl in. And broaden the back of the heart into the scruff of the neck. And sit the hips back, and like you're blooming, we peel back open. Heart rises, head presses into the hand, big arc over. Take one more pulse. And then back through center. Just take a pause and feel. Okay. And bring the hands forward. Press the mat away. Tuck the toes. Lift up, hands and feet. Walk your feet wide as your hips at least. Maybe a little wider is nice, almost even as wide as the mat. Nice bend into the knees. And then from this place of little bend, we're gonna send the butt back wide and high into the sky to extend the back line of the leg. The heels energetically reach back. The paws push down and out to the side, and the knees resist externally. So there's that activation in the leg and the bum. The hips are high, the belly's long. and the heart is full, so that the wrists ahead of the shoulders press the ground away, fill through the back, and just taking little pulses here forward and back. Holding the integrity of the spinal alignment, the butt is engaged, it's lit up by the paws pushing down and out to the side. We keep it high on the rise to hold the length in the belly. Maintaining the fullness in the rib cage by pushing the ground away. The elbows, check into those guys. The elbows externally rotate forward so the elbow eyes face in towards each other. And it's just a little connected, pulsing forward and back. And the hips rooting back wide and high. And the heart pulling forward, expanding wide all sides. Okay. A little shift of the hips side to side. And like knee knocks to the center, just gliding the hips. Externally rotate right hand, toes and knees twist left. Sit the hips towards the heels, rise into your left side line. Hips root back wide, belly stays long, open up. Moving slow, hips rooted, ribs rising. Soften the belly, soften the face, lift up the chin, open the throat. The eyes are looking towards your left fingertips. One more pulse. And drop your right hip down. Seated side twist. We'll stay high just for a second. I'm going to keep the elbow just gently bent, so there's like an external rotation of the elbow forward. And then just keeping that little movement alive. We rise into the left ribs. The right ear drops towards right shoulder. And keep a lightness underneath the right armpit. We'll take this left foot and place it in front of the right thigh. Resist the knee energetically away from you. Holding a fullness through the back of the heart by widening the arms. The chin stays lifted and the throat stays open. Crown is reaching and the hips are rooting. Just finding a soft movement here that feels intuitive. Again, tapping into your body and feeling for more sensation here. Okay, we'll lower the right forearm down. And just straight back, the elbow just ahead of the shoulder. Little more twisty here. You can first stop, take the left hand to the left side of the mat. Give a little fist and dig, drag down and back. If you have more space for a twist, you can take 2 forearms to the mat. Forearms are going to push the mat away. So instead of a collapse, we push and we hold an integrity through the back of the heart. The chin is lifted and the throat is open. And again, if this doesn't feel quite like your ribs want to twist in that way, then just coming up to here. Take little energetic ribs pulling forward, hips rooting back. Okay, and then we'll lift up. Walk your hands all the way back, until you come to stack the shins, little shin stack. And catch your bum, lift the cheeks. And the first thing we'll play with here is a little twist, right hand to the left knee. Lift through the heart, lift the chin. Just a little note, I'm not mirroring you. in these videos. Obviously, you probably get that. My lefts and rights would be totally wrong. When I teach live, I teach to your movement and I mirror, but when I teach on a camera, no. Okay. So again, this is just a gentle twisting with the ribs, so we're not cranking, we're just guiding, and we're moving with the ribs, and the head stays in line with the heart, so the chin is between the chest. And then we can come forward. And this might be pretty intense, so maybe you're just sitting here thinking like, oh, and if you have more space, you can walk your hands forward just a little bit. If you have a lot of more space, you can totally come through and maybe make a little fist stack or reach forward. And breathe into the stickiness. Always welcoming that organic movement that is in your own intuitive knowing in your body. Okay. Rolling the spine up. Extend your left leg long, and you come into this little fancy guy. And take the hands on either side of the leg. Give yourselves a little support here. Hold the length in the belly, and dig your heel down and drag back to hold tone and engagement through the back line of the leg. And a gentle micro bend. Even I've got more than a micro bend in the back of the knee, just honoring the joints and honoring your hamstrings. If you have more space, you can come down, and if you have the capacity to catch your foot, you can catch your foot here. Little gas pedal, like give a little resistance to the foot into the hand, will fire up the back line of the leg. Rising up, left hand to your right knee, right arm, big rise up, high reach, and then sweep the hand back, cupping behind the head, elbow hugs into the cheek. Allow this hand to be a support as you lift up through the heart and arc over towards your extended leg. So rising into the right ribs, press the head into the hand, open the throat. Keep your left heel digging down and dragging back. If you have more space, you can release your knee and take your forearm down, or even your hand down. Maybe that would give you even more space, but maybe not. And if you have even more space, you can reach or catch the toes and spiral the heart under. One more full inhale. And then lifting up. Rebend through your left knee. Place the foot just in front of the shin. Take your hands back forward and twist back up, hands and feet. A little pedal of the heels. A little shift of the hips side to side. Find a serpentine quality. And then pulsing forward and back. Root the hips back and wide. Hold them high on the rise. And then pulse ribs forward. Press the mat away. Really holding that fullness in the whole rib cage. We feel the rib cage expanding wide. And so there's not a collapse here. There's a real integrity, a real strength of maintaining that expansion through the back of the ribs. Pulsing forward back. If you have it, you could even narrow the heels in just a little bit. Sit really deep into this wideness, and you kind of need a sticky mat for this. And so we kind of coming down into this like almost like squatty thing, and then come forward. And then squat deep. And then come forward. And then maybe just holding your regular pulse forward back. Keep the paws pushing down and out. Hold the connection into the leg. Hold the fullness in the heart. Crown of the head is reaching, the chin is lifted. Okay, externally rotate the left hand just a little bit, toes and knees twist right. Sit the hips and then rise into the ribs. And we're bending and extending through the legs. Want to keep the left hip rising high, back and wide. And the right ribs lifting up towards the sky. Rising ribs creates a lightness in your right fingertips. The chin is lifted, the eyes look towards your right fingers. And then lower your hip down. Seated side twist. Again, holding that elbow little micro bend. It's almost like that external rotation of the elbow forward to hold the integrity of that joint, and then just finding some movement here in your seated twist. And I like to move forward and back, and sometimes I like to make some twists with my ribs. We'll take this right foot and just creep it in front of the left thigh. Energetically resist the knee away from you. It should feel nice and juicy. Okay. And then we'll come down onto our left forearm, elbow just ahead of the shoulder. And moving into this twist here, the first option will be the right hand just to the right side, and we just hold that broadness in the back. And this might be enough of a twist here, because this is quite a revolution for the twist of the ribs. And if you have more space, you can put 2 forearms forward. And the forearms are going to push the fullness into the back, and then it's almost like a gentle tug-of-war of the ribs pulling forward and the hips pulling back. And if you feel any crunchiness just coming back out, you can also hold the energetic resistance of the knee away from you. And again, not collapsing in the back like this. We're holding that integrity. We're pressing down to lift up through the heart. Okay, and walk your hands back so that you sit onto your bum and shin stack, so one shin on top of the other. Catch your bum, lift the cheeks out from underneath of you, and we'll take the left hand to the right knee, right hand just gently behind, lift length into the torso, so there's a rise in quality, the chin is lifted, the throat is open, and just taking a little twist towards the right side. Again, keeping the head in line with the heart and just sort of working that gentleness that is the twisting of the ribs versus a cranking action. You can kind of twist in and out. You can see me moving a little bit, just kind of like just creeping into more depth, but in that soft way. Okay, and then coming back through center. And this again might be good for you. You might be like, oh yeah, I feel that. And if you have more space, you can come down onto your, a little forward fold, hands to the side. You can come to the forearms or give yourself a little fist stack, or even all the way down to the mat, depending on how open you are here. And just being in a place that feels like you can breathe and that is like kind and loving to your body. Not trying to push, or noticing if you're always trying to push and coming back maybe, and just honoring those spaces that are gentle and loving. And big full breaths into the little sticky places that you feel. And rising all the way up. Just going to extend the top leg out, so the right leg lengthens. Left foot is just on the inner thigh. You can frame your foot with your hands. Keep a length in the belly, a fullness in the heart. And digging down the heel, dragging back, and holding a little bend in the knee so you have that tensegrity, that engagement. If you have more space, you can come more forward. Right now my right hamstring is feeling a little tight, so I probably don't want to come down so much. And then that's another point, is just to like honor the differences of the sides, because what I can do on my left side today doesn't feel quite as open on my right. I've got a little tightness happening, so I'm just going to be more gentle here, and that's great. But if you have the space, you can give and you can catch your foot, you can give a little gas pedal to catch that active engagement. You could always melt all the way down if it's in your realm today. Okay. And we'll rise all the way up. Right hand is going to catch your left knee. Left hand big high, reach to the sky, and then sweep the hand back, cupping behind the head, hug the elbow into the cheek. So lifting the length, press the head into the hand, and then using the hand on the knee, where that's like your kind of brakes. Keep rising into the left side as you arc up and over towards your extended leg. And just breathing here, holding yourself so that it's not so extreme if you're feeling that tightness. And press the head into the hand, open the throat, and if you have more space, you can take the hand down and maybe even the forearm down. And if you have the space, you can reach, open the heart. It's like a peeling open and forward. Or you can catch your foot. Big breathing, whatever place you went. Take one more full inhale. Exhale, lifting all the way up. Hands forward, bend into your right foot, place it in front of your left shin. 2 hands forward, twist up, hands and feet. A little bend and extend here. Okay, and then we will lower the knees wide. Sit back onto the heels, wide knee child's pose. If the arms can splay long, take that. If you need a little fist stack, that's there. If you need more height, forearms forward. If this doesn't feel good at all, you can just sit on your knees. We're not going to stay here too long, but just finding a place that feels restful and light for you. If you have a block, you can also rest your head. If you need more height. Whatever you need to kind of make this restful for you. If your head is on the ground, you can roll the forehead back and forth, just massaging through the third eye. reaching forward, press down to lift up. Take the knees back together into an all fours place, or hands and knees. So the arms push fullness into the back, the hips root back and wide, spring load through the center. So the intention to hold the alignment of the spine. The lower lumbar moves in and the cervical moves in just a little bit, and the thoracic area, the mid-spine, the space that encompasses the rib cage, we just want it to stay full and expanding wide on all sides. So we feel the shoulder blades broaden. And then next time you sit your hips way back, we're gonna hold them back here. We're gonna peel the left knee open to the side, place the paw to the mat, kickstand the right foot out just a little bit, sit the hips back and wide, rise into your left side. Little pulses here, forward and back. Rooting the hips back, softening the belly open to the left side. Press the mat away with the right hand and then rise more into the left side. Left hand to your right ribs, root back, and then spiral open. So we root the hips back and then we just gently mold the rib cage into a revolution upward. And it's gentle. And then we sit back and we take a big stretch, reach the arm. Opening and lengthening into the whole left side. And connect your left fist to the top of the head. Hug the elbow narrow. Sit back, sit deep, curl the chin into the chest, and then ripple forward, opening it back up. Head presses into the hand, lengthen the neck, lengthen the belly, and then sit back, curl in, chin to chest. Finding those ripples, finding those undulations, opening back up. And then one more time, curling in, chin to chest, curl in, reach and expand. And then take a big stretch, reach your arm, and then connect the left hand to the right forearm. Root the hips back, eyes to the ground, and then open up, spiral open. And 2 more pulses here, hips back, soften the belly, press the mat away. Rise into the ribs. And 1 more, root back. And then when I say root back, we want to keep the hollows in the groins, and in particular, the right one's going to want to creep forward. So really rooting that one back, and then opening up. Release the bind. Take your left hand to the front of your left knee. Resist your knee forward into the hand to send the hips back and open up the belly. Check into this elbow, little micro bend, and push the ground away to lift lightness into the right side. Lift up the chin, open the throat. Little gentle spring load is here if you want it. And catching a subtle engagement with a hamstring hug of that left heel to the bum. It's like a little kick out and then in. Hips back, the belly stays long, the crown reaches forward. Then we'll take the heart forward and carry the left foot in front of the right thigh. Sit the hips back and wide, feel into that left butt. Little glide of the hips side to side. And a big stretch. And then sit deep, a little glide of your hips side to side. And sit, spring and reach. And one more time. Sit, leap, a little glide. And then big reach, open up. Unlink your foot. Hands and knees. And take some undulations of the spine, root the hips back, and then ripple forward, chin to chest, curl in. Hips root back. And waving like a wave, undulating, connecting to each vertebrae. And feeling all the polarities, the opening and the closing. And contracting and expanding. And then find your center, that neutral spine, that fullness through the thoracic, that pushing of the mat away, expanding the ribcage wide on all sides. Crown reaches, hips root. There's a length, there's a tone and tensegrity in the belly. Middle forwards and backs. And then sit the hips way back. And peel the right knee open to the side. Place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the left foot out just a little bit. Hips sit back and wide. Find a rise into your right side, and it's slow and it's sticky, and the hips root and the belly softens, and we reach and we rise. Hips root back, the belly softens, the crown is reaching, the chin is lifted, and the throat is open. And then we'll take the right hand to the underside of the left ribs. Sit the hips back wide and deep, and then just taking gentle revolutions of the ribs upwards. So it's like fascial molding, where we're just guiding this rotation of the ribs, and it's gentle. Because we can be very strong, we don't need to be here, it's just soft. So hips root back, and then we guide the ribs up just a little bit. And then take a big stretch, right arm reaches forward and long, extend the whole right side. Hips root back, lengthening and opening. Chin is lifted, throat is open. Holding a lightness underneath the left ribs, left armpit. And then connect the fist to the top of the head. Sit the hips back, curl the chin into the chest, curl in, and ripple back open. So again, experiencing those undulations, we sit back, curl in, chin tucks in, and then resisting the head into the hand, we open up, the neck gets long, belly gets long. Last time, curl in, and then ripple back open. Beautiful, big stretch, reach, and then take right hand to left forearm. Sit the hips back wide and deep, eyes to the ground, and begin to rotate the ribs up. So we revolve with the spine. Hips sit, lengthening and opening, big breathing. One more pulse. And then release the bind. Take your right hand to the front of your right knee, pick up the foot, open leg to the side. So the knee stays narrow and pulling forward, resist the knee into the hand. And keep a lightness, pushing the mat away, a lightness underneath the left armpit. The chin is lifted, the throat is open, and the belly is long. You can stay static here. You can find a gentle spring load. The hips root back and the heart pulls forward. We hold the alignment of the spine. The belly is long. The chin is lifted. A little hamstring hug, heel to the bum. Kick out as we sit back. Pull in. And then find some stillness. Take the heart forward. Carry your right foot in front of the left thigh or knee. Sit back, sit wide, sit deep, be gentle. And then a little glide of your hips side to side. And take a big reach. Arm stretches forward long. And we'll do that 2 more times. Sit back. A little glide of the hips side to side. And then big reach, stretch forward long. And last time, sit back, little glide. And then big reach. Unlink your foot, hands and knees. We will tuck the toes, lift up, hands and feet. Little pulse, forward and back. Externally rotate right hand, toes and knees twist to the left. Sit the hips, rise into the ribs. Bending and extending, chin is lifted, throat is open, like you're turning yourself into a rainbow. And drop the right foot, pick up the left. It doesn't have to go up so high, but what really helps is extending the right femur back wide and high into the sky. Keep the left hand down for some support. Hamstring hug, left heel to the bum. Root back, lengthen the belly, rise into the left ribs. Option, little sticky pedal. A resisted pedal like the heel is pulling through cold honey. Okay. Hands plant forward, pivot on your right toes forward. Take the heart forward, cross your left ankle over top of the right thigh to set up this guy. So the shin lands down, the left ankle right in front of the right thigh. Slide your right knee out just a little bit, but the ankle still stays right in front of the thigh. And take your forearms down to the mat. Forearms push fullness into the back. We're really holding that inflation. You can even tuck the chin into the chest to round through that back. Really feel that fullness. And then lift the chin out of the throat. The elbows are just ahead of the shoulders. And the elbows are energetically dragging back towards the shin to feel the ribs pull forward. Hamstring hug, right heel to the bum. And you can resist the ankle into the thigh. And chin is lifted. Throat is open. One more big full inhale. Exhale, engage, or I should say inflate the back of the heart, so the shoulder blades keep that place full, rising. Rise the elbows, walk the hands back. You might want to block here. So you can have the block ahead of you. We're going to slide the right knee back, so you really come onto the meaty the part that feels like your thigh, not the knee. And you're going to take one hand back and just give yourself a little quad stretch. And if you need the support, you have the block in front of you, or you can just take both hands back. You can kick into this, open the heart, lift the chin, and then bring it back. Okay. Sit back onto your left hip so that you come into this little ninja chop square. We're just going to place the left hand behind the bum. The wrist is not so ahead of the shoulder, but just a little bit. And then you're going to pick up and take a big stretch, reach open. And then you're going to curl in, chin tucks in, round through the back. And then root the hips back and open it back up. Big stretch, reaching, pressing the ground away, chin lifted, throat open, breathe into it, and then come back through center. Hands forward, tuck the toes whatever way you can, and coming up, little spring forward back. Okay, externally rotate the left hand, toes and knees to the right. Sit the hips towards the heel, rise into the right side. Hold the connection of the right hand to the mat. And drop the left, pick up the right. It's important here to extend into your left leg, so send that butt back wide and high. Rise into your right ribs, soften the belly to the right side. Left knee keeps hugging in towards the belly. Chin is lifted, throat is open. Option little sticky pedal, like your heel is pulling through cold honey. It's slow and it's resisted, and we can connect into the right butt. Okay. And find some stillness. Both hands plant forward. Pivot on the left. Take the heart forward, push the mat away, and cross the right ankle over top of the left thigh to lower the shin down to the mat. Right knee angles up to the top right hand corner of the mat. Right ankle right in front of the left thigh. And take your forearms forward to the mat, elbows ahead of the shoulders. Forearms push fullness into the back. Elbows energetically drag towards the knees to feel your hips root back and your heart pull forward. So there's like a little tug of war there for this effect of lengthening the belly. Okay, you can take your chin and curl in, chin to chest. And really feel that fullness in the back, and then lift the crown, reaches forward. Have a hamstring hug, left heel to the bum energy. And the ankle in front of the thigh, there's a gentle resistance there. So you feel that in your right hip groin area. And one more big full inhale. And deep exhale. Inhale, inflate the back to lift the elbows up away with lightness. Walk your hands back, maybe catch your block. You're gonna slide the left knee back so that you definitely come onto the meaty part, onto the thigh. And then you can have your block to help you. Maybe you have it on the high setting, whatever. Left hand to your left ankle and just give yourself a little quad stretch. The inner ankle can engage here so that it's like almost like a flex of the foot, but the toes stay soft. So an inner ankle engagement can come down lower. You can take both hands back if you have that capacity. You can also kick in, open the heart, lift the chin. Moving in a way that is like kind here as well. So just being gentle. And one more full inhale. And then just taking your hands to the side so you can lower your bum to the right side. Little ninja chop thing. And we're just gonna move into a cool openness. So take the right hand back behind you, the wrist just ahead of the shoulder a little bit. And then you're gonna pick up the bum, take a big stretch, reach high and back. And then drop your hips, root back, curl in, chin to chest. And then sit back and then lift back up, reaching. Little pulse rising, opening. And then come back through center. Hands forward. Little pedal of the heels. Little pulse. Externally rotate the right hand, toes and knees left. Hips sit, rise the ribs. Actually, before we do that, and we'll go to the other side, a couple of pulses on the left side, or on the right side now. Before we end, let's have some hops because it would be weird not to. And so shortening your stance so the feet are a little closer and wide. Strong push of the hands away, hands almost as wide as your mat, at least as wide as your shoulders. Push the ground away, eyes look forward. Big hop. Big hop. Knees at a 90-degree, arms push super strong, eyes forward. Push and hop. Landing so light. Push the ground away, eyes forward, big hop. Open belly, knees 90-degree. One more time. Okay, land back. Little spring, little pedal. Now we take an external rotation, right hand toes to the left, sit the hips, rise the ribs. And then we drop the hip and extend the right arm long. And take a little twist, right hand to the outside edge of your left thigh. Left hand can just stretch back behind. If a chin-up bar feels better, go there. Roll all the way onto the back. Left ankle over top of your right thigh. Shift the butt. First stop, we'll just take the shin and pull it in. Take a little rock side to side here. You can stay here. Knee narrowing upwards a little bit, giving yourself some support. You can even catch your bum and widen the cheeks, little pulses. Second stop is going to go into cow face, so that full cross, catching the ankles. The knees can pull away. Lift the chin, open the throat. And then unwind the ankles. We'll take this leg and just shift the hips to twist back to the left side. Yeah, you're twisting to the left. The left leg's on top, same way we came from. And just extend your left leg long. You're going to take your left hand to your left butt and just pull it back. And give it a little support as you extend it out. Okay, and then place your left hand in front of the heart. Press yourself up. And twist back. Little pedal. Externally rotate the left hand, toes and knees right. And sit the hips, rise the ribs, couple pulses here. And then lower your left hip down, extend the left arm long. Set up a twist, the right knee lands ahead of the left. Arms push forward of the heart to spiral the heart up, and then take the left hand to the right outside edge of the right thigh. You can chin up by the right hand, or you can reach it out long. Whatever feels right for you today. You can move in and out of this a little bit. Okay, and then rolling all the way onto the back, keep the cross. So the left ankle is over top of the right thigh. Just shift yourself so that you're on your mat. And then you can pull in to catch the shin, little rock side to side. The lower lumbar stays lifted in its natural curve and the belly stays long. Your shoulders broad. Lift the chin. You can stay here if this feels good for you, or you can do a full cross, cow face, catch the ankles and resist the knees away, lift up the chin. Wherever you are, if you've fully bound, unlink that bind. Keep the legs as they are. Pick up your bum, inch it to the side, to the right side, and then extend your right leg long to the left. You can take your right hand to your bum and just guide it back, like you're rooting the femur back, and giving it a little support for this IT stretch. And then rolling back through center. Lift the butt to neutralize and then catch the knees, just little rock side to side. Last little thing we'll do is take the hands into a chin-up bar, knees into the air. And then we'll take some water wheels, big circular extensions of the legs in unison. The knees stay nice and bent, and we're just kicking out a little bit, rounding back, hamstring hug, heel to the bum. So we're looking for that sensation of length in the belly, that pull in this place right here. The fingertips can energetically drag back towards the shoulders. The chin stays lifted and the throat stays open. Alright, place the feet to the ground, tick-tock the knees side to side. Option here, end with your legs extended, hands catch the bum, spread the cheeks, broaden the shoulders, and just take your rest. Chin is lifted, throat is open, and get your heaviness. Option to bolster yourself if you have that kind of thing, and you just take the bolster behind you and you nuzzle it right up back behind underneath of your bum so that we get this gentle heart opening. Lift up the chin. You can butterfly your legs if that feels good, or you can knock the knees together and just surrender here. Deep breaths. Deep Sunday love, deep any day love. Be here for as long as you can, and you could always start with the bolster and then take it out and just end in a full rest. I love you so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a beautiful day. If you have any questions or if you want to work on anything, you just comment below, and you should check out my online studio. It's dope. It's live and interactive classes, and you can find that at www.dailyritual.live. I'll link it below. And I'd love to see you. Love to meet you. Ciao.